Okay, we're doing it. We're jumping on the Lilly Finance Tokenomics. My name's Mike. Welcome to the channel. Let's get straight into this one. Look, first and foremost, I wanted just to take a quick look at the white paper released by Lilly Finance. I do think this is important when we then go and look at tokenomics. For me, there's two parts to any tokenomics with a token. One is the investor and one is the utility or the use case for that token. What are they going to do with it? What are the plans? So look, Lilly Finance, we know that it's going to launch on saitamask. We know that it's had some big hype around it. We know that it's going to be exclusive to saitamask as well, which is kind of exciting. Look, Lilly Finance believes that we do not have to wait to make positive difference. We can apply blockchain tools and crowdfunding investment to streamline the process and support medical costs for these vulnerable individuals and their families. As with our role in childhood disease and birth defects, Lilly Finance is a unique opportunity, the ability to shorten a veteran's financial path to finding appropriate care, stabilise and even strengthen reimbursement expectations for doctors providing care, and to raise supporting funds that can close the gap between service costs and veterans' ability to pay. So the kind of concept of Lilly Finance is that it will bridge the gap between people that can afford care and people that can't. And those that can't, it will really add some value and some support. There are loads of other things that go along with it. They're going to do some work in terms of research. They're going to do some work in terms of childcare, etc., etc. But fundamentally, it's going to support people around the kind of medical industry and how they do it. When we take a look at the roadmaps, and I promise I'm going to get to the tokenomics in just a minute, we're in this stage 2 bit. So tokenomics has just been released. You know, stage 1's completed, but tokenomics is done. The Wire press release apparently is completed, so we'll see what that looks like. And then Lilly live on saitamask, etc. Teams docked, partnerships announced. The Lilly Foundation launch, a new website, etc., etc., etc. Into stage 3 where we get NFTs and all that kind of stuff. Let's take a look at the tokenomics and I guess why I've just done those two things that I have and why I think they're obviously important to look at. So, Lilly Finance, the total supply. Now, it's a pretty big supply. So, I believe, someone will probably correct me in the comments, that is 120 quintillion tokens and it's split across 5 different areas. So, the liquidity pool, the reserve, we're not 100% clear on what the reserve is just yet. Burn, which obviously is 49%, so they're going to burn that initial set of tokens. The economy and marketing, and then the Lilly Foundation, and that one's the important one for me. That 1% of the entire tokens will go straight to the Lilly Foundation wallet. I'm guessing, which will be interesting to see. My only issue with a couple of bits on this is 8% feels okay-ish. Still feels quite a lot. The 1% in the Lilly Foundation, I think is great that they're putting tokens to one side. It's just a significant amount of tokens. And I guess how do we then transfer that to the people that need it? If we're saying that some people are vulnerable and some people are, aren't going to have access to medical bills, how does that system work in which we fund them using the Lilly tokens? Because they're not going to be able to pay for medical care with tokens. I certainly think when we launch this, or when this tokens launch, that's not going to be a possibility. So, for me as an investor, if I was going to invest, I'd want to know what that Lilly Foundation marketing wallet looked like. When we take a look into the features, it's a 20% tax on these tokens, which 2% in reflections, 2% in burn, 2% back into the liquidity pool, and 4% in the marketing for each buy and sell transaction that happens. It's quite a chunk when you think about that. 8% of a buy and sell order in total goes into the marketing wallet. I think that's quite a lot. There isn't anything going into the Lilly Finance token wallet, which I think I would like to see, unless something happens with the reflections. But if you think about what they've got in here, the Lilly Foundation wallet, they're going to put that 1% of tokens in and that's it. So what's the mechanism that sits with the whole purpose of this token to get those, to increase that and obviously add the support that they want to do? The anti-whale dumps in incremental sell penalties and reserve for future exchanges. So I think for me, it's quite a lot when you take a look at something like Saitama and probably the other coins that have come out. 20% is on the top end, I think, of kind of new tokens. I'm not sure straight away they need this. They're exclusive to saitamask, so anyone who's going to be aware of it will already be aware of saitamask. So it feels like it's a little bit unnecessary to start with. And I guess it just adds a big pool on some of these wallets that you know, depending if how they're mismanaged or not, then, you know, could have a big impact in terms of price. But let me know in the comments below what you think. I think the 2% reflections is pretty obvious. 2% burns fine. 2% back into liquidity. Not sure it totally needs that. If they're expecting a big price increase, it definitely won't need 2%. 1% would be absolutely fine with that. 8% or 4% on buy and 4% on sell feels excessive. For me, I'd probably want that down a little bit, maybe 2%. It'd be interesting to see maybe another percent in the burn mechanism. And then maybe a percent going back into that kind of Lilly, that Lilly Finance Foundation token, which is fundamentally what this token is all about. So, look, that's my view on the tokens. Is it going to be big? Yes. Am I going to invest? I don't think so. Don't think so right now. I'm going to kind of see how this one goes. Feels like it's got lots of hype. Look, could be I hope it is successful because the things it stands for feel really good, but at this moment in time, it's not something I think I can invest in. But let me know in the comments below. Are you bullish? Are you getting in Lilly Finance? Or what's your view of this token? And don't forget, guys, check the comments for my pinned comment on how you can win $250 worth of Ethereum on this channel by simply watching a video. And I will see you guys in the next one.